Blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Wake your and up. It's MC8 in the mother sucker house. Yeah, I try not to curse, but you know I do. What's up, y'all? Let's talk it out. In the famous words of Marv Levy, you can't hoot with the Owls and soar with the Eagles. So guess what? I'm up. Are you up? If you're on the West Coast, I know your ass ain't. But if you ain't, good morning to you. Let's get into this hydration situation to start off with some breaking news since our last stream. Shedeur Sanders is now the starter for your Cleveland Browns. Not mine, your Cleveland Browns. Everybody like, not me. Yeah, Shedeur is in the building. Shedeur is the starter. Here's the thing. There's so much conversation about Shedeur and his preparation and also trying to explain how good or bad he is. Excuses, reasons, explanations. We're going to get into all of that, but first, I just want to set the table since we don't know what Shedeur is at the NFL level, but we certainly know who this guy is. His name is, I shouldn't even call him by his name because guess what? He's the GOAT. Let's listen to him.
Repetitions in time that the guys ahead of me were getting more opportunity than I was. There was a certain amount of repetitions in practice. The starter would get 20, the backup would get 10, and I would get 2. And I'd go in and I'd say, well, how can I ever get better? All these guys get all the reps and I only get 2. And he said, just go in there and focus with the 2 that you got and make them as perfect as you possibly can. So I said, okay. So that's what I did. They'd put me in for those 2. Man, I'd sprint in there like it was Super Bowl 49. Let's go, boys. Here we go. What play we got? And I did really well with those 2 because I brought enthusiasm. I brought some energy, and I had a little more confidence in myself. And it went from 2 reps to getting 4 reps because those 2 were pretty good. Then I had 4 good reps. Then I got 10 good reps. And before you knew it, through this new attitude, through this new shift that Greg had said to me, focus on what you can control. Focus on what you're getting, not what anyone else is getting. Whenever you get an opportunity, you take advantage of it. You treat it like it's the Super Bowl. You treat it like it's game day. Go out there and treat practice like no one else does.
Yes, blah, blah, blah. Treat it like nobody else does. Treat your first like your last and your last like your first. That's a biggie verse right there. Let's talk about this because Tom Brady is explaining to you how limited the opportunities are in practice if you're not the man. And I want people to all understand this before we get into Shedeur Sanders and him being the 39th quarterback for the Browns to start in the 21st century. And we're going to go through those first 38, and you're going to be like, God dang. As we got my man, Shedeur Sanders got a lot to deal with in an uphill battle. But to get to this place, Shedeur Sanders had all the opportunities that he needed, not wanted. All the opportunities that were essential, but not desired. People got to understand that. So Tom Brady, the GOAT, talks about going into a practice and knowing you only going to get 2 reps. And they not with the starters. I think a lot of people don't understand what he's saying. They not going to have a practice session where it's 40 reps for the starters. No. The starters get 20. And then the backups got 12. And then you guys over there that may be working at FedEx next week, guess what? Y'all get 2. And y'all going against each other and let's just see trash on garbage, right? That's how they think. Even though you ain't trash, you ain't garbage. You're All-American from college. Dog, you was just a man. You walked around campus, hey, Shedeur. And now you walk around this pro facility, they're like, hey, dog, go get my helmet. You're like, what? What are you talking about? So that's the game. So when you get 2 reps, you pumped. I hate when I hear people like, you only got 2 reps. Like, how many reps you get? Everybody over there that's trying to prop up Shedeur or try to say, oh, he ain't get his love, he ain't get his opportunity, he ain't get his time. How many reps you get? 0, right? How many reps did the GOAT get? 2. How many Shedeur get with the starters? 0. How many did Tom Brady get with the starters? 0. But he got 2 in practice. Shedeur got more than 2 in practice. I don't know what his number is, but I know Tom Brady got 2 in practice, 0 with the starters. Come on, man. And still made it. Dog, I got thrown. The first time I ever started an NFL game was San Diego. and I was playing for the Buffalo Bills, San Diego Chargers, and I woke up that morning not thinking I'm starting. I go to the facilities in the stadium not thinking I'm starting. I get there and I'm in stretch line. I ain't got no reps with the starters all week. None of that. I'm a DN though, but still it's just the principle. I'm in the stretch line. And then coach comes by, he like, hey, Wiley, you up today? Yeah, I am. I'm pumped. I'm ready. I'm ready to be on that sideline with you, coach. I'm ready to hold your clipboard if you need me. He like, nah. You up. He's like, up. Up what? He's like, you starting today. I was like, what happened? He's like, Bruce ain't feeling good. Something happened to him or something. I was like, what? He hurt? How you get hurt at the hotel? God dang it. He was old, though. But the point being, I was like, I'm starting, and literally, I had to go against John Jackson. That's his name, I think his name is. I don't remember his name because he knocked the shit out of me all day. He did this one thing to me, and he did this to my shoulders. He pushed my shoulders back, and he pushed my back forward. He went like this. He was like, Rook. He was handcuffing me, LAPD style. I scrolled through some of these names and see if Shedeur got a shot. Tim Couch, remember him? That's what started this all. He started this gangster shit. And this is the thanks he get? Hello. Jeff Garcia, I don't think there. San Francisco Jeff Garcia. Trent Dilfer, not there maybe. Derek Anderson, D8. Okay. Brady Quinn, Dursey, God, dog, Jake DeLo. It's a lot of dudes that you know, but you don't know them from being in Cleveland. Manziel, obviously. Connor Shaw, Austin Davis, did he play basketball with it? RG3 went through Cleveland. Goodness. Tyrod Taylor. Oh, yeah. They got this is the OG backup list when you got Tyrod Taylor on that thing. Nick Mullins, Case Keenum, Baker Mayfield. We know Baker. See, this is the point. Jameis, Dylan Gabe. Get out of my face. Here's the point. If you're Shedeur, stop playing. Stop worrying about all that other stuff. Your mentor gave you all you needed to know to get where you need to go. Your mentor is Tom Brady, right? Hit a hard reset in life. Nobody cares about what you used to do. Janet said it. What have you done for me lately? You couldn't beat out Dylan Gabriel. You could say there was headwinds, there was politics, there was collusion. Man, ain't nobody trying to hear all that at the end of the day. I'm telling you, I'm just being the OG. The OG is trying to tell you, all the people like, man, they over there hating. That don't cash no checks. Man, they over there hating. That don't get you to the Pro Bowl. Man, they over there tripping. That ain't gonna get you in the Hall of Fame. Man, they over here colluding. That ain't gonna get you on the field. None of that. And it is something about being young, and it's something about balling, and it's something about being us. You know what I mean? It's like people just gonna come to you and be like, because this is the racism of low expectations, the prejudice of low expectations, right? You're a black quarterback, or you just black. But I'm like, dog, my daddy Dion, dog, I grew up with millions. Shut up. I mean, coming at me with no low expectations. Nah, dog, they over there tripping. I wish somebody would say they are. No, they not. Coach ain't tripping. I am a coach, and I play for 1,000 coaches. And when I was balling, there was nothing they would say to me. And it was nothing I could say to get me off that field. I'll be like, dog, coach, I don't know about today. He'd be like, I do. You playing because you are it. When you are it, they are trying to play with it. Pause. Point being, they going to put you on that field if you it. If you not it, then all these other conversations come in. Coach tripping. Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't know if you're ready, etc. Don't get caught up. Whenever you are in a situation and you hear a lot of excuses floating around, the doubt birds, as they call them, things that tell you, oh, man, oh, they are, oh, dude, and guess what? That lets you know you on the bubble. That lets you know you ain't good enough. What does it say behind me? Be greater than your greatest excuse. Start at the bottom, y'all. Be smart. Be greater than your greatest excuse. So that shuts everybody else up. I don't want to hear about no NFL ownership collusion. You think these dudes don't want to make more money because they got a lot of money? How you think you get a lot of money? Because you want to make more money. Duh. It's the dumbest thing ever. Dumbest. They want what you got. And everybody gonna run to the exception and outlier or some deviant or some evil guy. Hey, It's not the rule. It's the exception you may find. Okay, so what's up, chat? Let me give y'all some love, man. Who's up in here? Compton's in the house. Who really cares about a sucker on the takeoff? We can bust a move. We can have a shake and bake off. Me and you can go, because I don't care. Yo, rap, fight, or guerrilla warfare. I'm just letting y'all know we in the house. Compton's in the house. Shout out to my dogs, Patrick Edwards. I see you, big dog. Hub, love. Who else we got up in here? We got Harry Turtleneck. What's up? That's how you say it. Patrick Allen, all you guys. I'm going to shout y'all out between the breaks of this. Good morning, Book of Dex. Let's go to war today. All right, now, speaking of going to war, oh, my man, let's talk about LeBron James. He going to war with y'all because y'all were talking that trash. He heard those birdies chirping. Now he got the BB gun. Look out, birdie. Duck. I love it too much. LeBron James claps back, blasts his critics. Ricky! Pow! Questioning his fit with the Lakers roster. Shall we read? Yes, we shall proceed to give them what they need. LeBron James waited 14 games to make his season debut and wasted no time addressing the narrative that he wouldn't mesh with the Lakers' revamped roster. All right, so this is what he had to say after they beat Utah. They don't play again till Sunday. I saw on the schedule. James made his stance crystal clear. Hey, what movie? Oh, this is Boy in the Hood when the old man was like, yeah, he talking to you. He talking to you. Yeah, remember that? They were scared of Compton. Talking to y'all right now. He ain't talking to me. He talking to y'all. I thought y'all knew sports. He said, I said it at yesterday's practice. This is obviously before the game. I can fit in with anybody. He had 11-12 in his return. I don't even understand why that was even a question. Me either, LeBron. What's wrong with these people out here? Now, did he say Stephen A. Smith's name right there? No, stop. I could fit in right away with anybody. So just watching the guys, their first 14 games that I missed, the first 14, just watching them and seeing, I was just look how many times he say just, God dang, LeBron should have went to college. I was just putting myself in position while I was watching the games of how I can help the team and how I could be successful to help those guys. Dog, he ain't even have courtside seats. He had player seats to watch these dudes for 14 games and go get it. And y'all acting like you don't have to call him the GOAT, but he got the biggest, they say the best basketball mind ever. That's all I keep hearing. You think he ain't gonna figure it out how to fit in? Come on, man. Dude's a willing passer his whole career. He's been a facilitator. Y'all like how he leading the league in career points. At the same time, he a pass first guy. He figures it out. Y'all are here tripping. Okay, where we go back to LeBron in college? Okay. Oh, man. I still, able to gain a lot of odds when I'm driving the ball or have the ball. That's what I talked about yesterday. When he has the rock, it's a problem. You think he can't shoot? He can shoot now. And the dude in the post is silly, and he gonna pass wherever he is. Things of that nature. And I had a big fella down there, big 5, DeAndre Ayton down there, and my guy Gabe Vincent right here, obviously, and Jake LaRavia. Ooh, he is nice. Our second team, we went out there and kind of pushed the lead up. It was good. LeBron is clapping back. Now, it wasn't perfect out there because LeBron said, look, beyond the fit, he talked about how he physically felt after not playing for 7 months. My wind was a little shaky to begin. Obviously, that was expected as the game went on and on. My wind got a lot better, caught my second win and caught my third win. God dang, how many wins you got? Rhythm is still coming back. Obviously, first game in quite a while, almost 7 months, so everything that happened tonight was unexpected. I think the pace versus a team like Utah, who played with a lot of pace, a lot of movement, a lot of cutting and things of that nature, tested us and it tested me. Obviously, I was happy with the way I was able to keep up with the guys. Blah, blah, blah. That's the king talking, y'all. Here's the thing. I'm going to talk to what he talked about, which is the critics. Why y'all question LeBron coming back to a team that had Austin Reeves, Luka, and LaRavia and said, I don't know about LeBron. Maybe he should sit on the bench. Like, seriously, go in the mirror right now. Take your phone, go in the mirror, and look at yourself and answer that question. He couldn't fit in with who? With Luka? Luka, what? Luka, when you watch Luka tape, as great as it is, and it's insane, you got to check the speed. You be like, playback speed, is is this full speed? I ain't never see somebody control tempo and pace and slow-mo more than him. Huh? He doing this. He like, what? Is Luke, you can't fit in with super slow-mo? The fridge, like that slim down a bit. Like Luka controls the ball. I get it's only one ball, so you're thinking in those terms. But LaRavia and Austin Reeves, who learned some of his game, a lot of his game from just watching LeBron, playing with LeBron. Come on, Austin Reeves, that type of player who is just continuing to climb and get better, that guy is the guy that's going to fit in with everybody. So you got Luka, who probably ain't the one that's trying to fit in with everybody. He's like, yo, build around me. But then you got pass first LeBron. Then you got do whatever I need to do to get better, Austin Reeves. And then you got LaRavia. It's like, thank you for being in L.A. Like, what the hell is y'all talking about? LeBron couldn't fit in with that. What are y'all talking about? I still don't get it. As my man Ed Warren said, thank you for the love and support, Ed Warren. He said, I still don't get the LeBron vitriol. Tell him, Ed Warren, shoot. I hate. That should be a bumper sticker. I hate. Especially when it's unwarranted. Especially when you got to go that high up of greatness, that high to the Mount Rushmore. You are taking somebody off of Mount Rushmore and trying to clown. For what? LeBron, X's and O's, you know he fits anywhere. Matter of fact, he went so many places. He's won a championship everywhere he's been. He went to 10 straight finals. No matter who his sidekick is, it doesn't matter. He gonna take them. Come on, y'all. Anthony Davis, it could be Kyrie Irving, Dwayne Wade. Come on, y'all. What are we doing here? Let's just accept greatness. Let's just woo-saw this. Let's just allow greatness to be what it is, because if we don't allow LeBron James to get his flowers right now, you know who's next? You know what's next? I don't, but I don't think it's going to be as good as LeBron. Y'all like, I can't wait to see the next superstar. How about you just love the one you got right now? You're the person that breaks up with a lot of girls. You're the one and always blaming the girls. I can't wait to get out this relationship. Then I'm going to be free, and then I'm going to find me somebody who's really for me. Fool, you ain't for yourself. What you talking about? Find somebody who's really for you. That's how the game goes. You can't keep looking outside. What they say, stop looking outside through the window. Look inside through the mirror. Look at yourself. Check yourself. God dang. Don't make no sense. Okay. Get off it. Let me shout out some people over here. My man. Woo, y'all got some weird names. What's up, Wildcard Ian2? People been saying they've been watching me forever. Okay, good. I love that. And I can't read the rest of y'all. Y'all got names like Ear GSXR. You must be a gamer. I see you, big dog. Love to you. Okay. Well, let's stay in the NBA and let's talk about some of the issues going on. Michael Wilbon, PTI, Tony Kornheiser, they're talking about the NBA and how everybody's hurt right now. They say up to 200 games have been missed by the star players right now. I don't know what you designate as a star, but with players, it should be. But it's star players. Everybody hurt. LeBron just came back, so we know everybody was hurt. Well, let's listen to what they got to say about this topic, shall we?
Sometime soon. I would just say there's one solution. Steve Kerr knows what it is.
Take out the three.
No,
that's my solution.
I know that's yours.
I'll tell you why.
Why?
Because the pace of play is such, because everybody's running down the court to fan out for threes.
I know, but wait a minute. You love the three.
Doesn't matter. It's bad for the game. If you take out the three, the pace slows because you have to work from mid-range.
I got another one.
That's the radical.
I got a better one. That is the radical
That's
one.
the radical
I got a more reasonable one.
What?
Cut 12 games out of the damn
Owners
schedule.
aren't going to do that.
And the players either.
Owners put up the money.
Because everybody's got to make $50 million on the back end now. If you want to have first of all, it would improve the product. It would improve the health of the players.
You're right.
But nobody gives a damn because they want to continue making the same amount of money.
You constantly criticize the NFL. You say that they have no concern for player safety.
Now I'm criticizing the NBA.
And it's exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
No concern for player safety. I say you take out the three, but I think the NBA has made peace with this. And you know why? Because networks like this one throw money at them to have their product, and fans throw money at them to sit in those courtside seats. And so they are able to pay Joel Embiid and everybody else $100 million, and they never play. And they never play.
$60 million. Everybody's out. You can't count on going to a game, seeing anybody you paid for in the NBA now.
I think that fans, if you promise them, as has been the case so far, that everybody plays in the playoffs, they're okay.
And that's what the league is banking on. But how great would the playoffs be if you had 70 and guys charged in with healthier momentum, more spirit?
I think the radical.
Blah, blah, blah. You know the argument over when you say they charge in with more spirit. Like we in college. 2, 4, 6, 8. Who do we appreciate? LeBron. The Lakers. Yeah, Lakers. Luka. Come on, man. I hear y'all. Hey, what they said, pertinent. What they said, real points. Let's talk through it. Why are NBA players getting hurt? Why are NBA players low managing so they don't get hurt and they still get hurt? What's really at play here? The first thing that was addressed, Steve Kerr has been talking about this, and we just heard Kornheiser mention it, which is the three-point ball. Because of the spacing, because of the pace and space, as they call it, of the three-point ball, not only shooting it, but defending it. Think about it. You got big dudes, 7-footers, who used to just live in the paint. Remember those days? Look at the bottom of their shoes, nothing but paint, right? And those days are gone. You can't live in no paint. You can rent in the paint, but you got to live out there. You got to close out. Big old 7-foot dudes, 280, 310. You ever seen Brooke Lopez and them dudes? They so big and it's like Shrek. Like Shrek's running to three-point lines. Or, crazy enough, they're out there. And then big old dudes got to go and land and run and all that stuff. It's just a lot. But that ain't the reason why everybody getting hurt. But it certainly doesn't help to have that much accelerated movement from your biggest guys. Think about it. Offensive linemen, defensive linemen, they are the closest to each other. That's it. Then we got to go on a little here, a little there, 2 yards, 3 yards, 7 yards. That's about it. But that field is 100 yards. You know who running all that all the time? Receivers, DBs, linebackers, running backs. Y'all have fun with that, right? Y'all have fun with that track meet. But guess what? In the NBA, see, I'm smart. Let me stop. In the NBA, the track meet, y'all got the shot putters out there, the javelin throwers, the discus dog, they ain't supposed to be running the track meet. They supposed to be in the field, track and field. But in the NBA, they don't do that. It's everybody on the track. So the 7-footers are now getting caught up in that, so that's explaining some of it. But that ain't explaining the guards. That's not explaining the forwards, you know, the 3 and D guy. What's wrong with him? Why are they hurt? Here's why they hurt. The reason they're hurt is because if you play sports to this degree, to this level, to this intensity, with this workload, something will break down. Why does it break down? Because we're not smart enough in the medical world, the medical profession, when it comes to athletics. So let me just take you a little deeper. If you're a team doctor, you have it made. You get to see professional athletes. You get to use it locally to boost up the sales and the production of your facility. You put everybody's seen it. You put all those jerseys on your wall and all the guys you treat, right? You're a team doctor. Now, here's the problem. They handcuff team doctors because team doctors, you can't be risky with these guys. You can't introduce really new technology and really new ways of thinking with these guys because all you got to do is protect and preserve. You're a commodity now. When I came from Columbia, I squatted, no lie, 795 pounds. I get to the pros, my back was sore one day. They was like, stop squatting. Now, this is back then, and this is just one guy. It was Rusty. But the point is, his name is Rusty. The point is, that's one team, one facility. They're like, shut it down. I was like, no, just my back sore. I'll be fine. In Columbia, if my back was sore, he'd say, oh, baby, that was Coach McAllister. Oh, baby, oh, baby, oh, baby. You hurting right now? Okay, your back hurting? We're going to work around that back, get it strong again, baby. No squatting this week, but next week we're going to get back at it because that back need them squats. And I would have kept squatting. You get to the pros, they're like, no. Something wrong with you? Shh, come here. They start lighting candles and incense and start saying all kind of sayings and chopperas and what do they call them? Mantras? What? Let me just play. Let me just ball. So that's a mindset. You got to remember the team doctor is sitting there like, whoa, 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 whoa. And here's another thing. A lot of players, a lot of athletes, trust me, their bodies are out of alignment. Now, you can say, well, just go to the chiropractor. Nah, this is deeper than that. We're talking about what Kareem Abdul-Jabbar did. We're talking about you got to have, as I call it, you got to have one of those ulterior sports. And the ulterior sports are martial arts or gymnastics or something like that. Something that is strictly body awareness, body control, body balance. Not anything else like football, basketball, that's all regular traditional sports. Ulterior to that, you got to have something where from your core, you're controlling everything. Okay? And it's not against somebody else necessarily. It's just you control you. So that's the cheat code. For all you parents out there, put your kid in gymnastics. Put your kid in a martial art and football and basketball. But Kareem did this. This is old school. People don't even understand. Kareem did this and stayed healthy his whole career, basically. You know how? And he's a 7-footer. Want to know how? Because the dude was into the martial arts and he was into the yoga. You got to do yoga, Pilates. You got to do those things because once you get out of balance, that's where injury occurs. It all starts with your feet and it goes to those hips. Once those hips are out of alignment, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, injured. Guarantee it. Guarantee it. Hamstrings is just the pelvis is out of alignment a little. So it's going to, this one is up, this one's back, and then you make a sudden movement. The other one that was already stretched, bye-bye. That's the game. So how do you fix this in the NBA? Bring it all the way home. It ain't taking out the three, even though I gave you some great examples of how you can help yourself. But that's just the way it goes. You train for that. Cutting 12 games doesn't do it for me because it's not going to do it for the players. It's not going to do it for the owners. Like you got to have incentives that's going to reward these players because incentives shape behavior. If you don't have the proper incentives, people ain't doing it. Simple as that, right? So you can't say, oh, let's make sure you're healthy and give you 80% of what you're making right now. Psh, I take 100% and stay hurt. Like, who ain't taking that deal, right? Wilbon Kornheiser, hey, let's cut out 10, 20% of your shows. Cool, let's do it. Oh, we're going to take out 20% of your money too with it. Like, no. I'm used to this schedule. It's fine. And when I got a sick day, I call in, right? No one is taking less. We are human beings. We are built to get the most by doing the least. That's what a human being is. You don't believe me? Have a baby. Born, can't do jack. Got to train them, got to parent them, got to socialize them to do everything. And even through that process, every parent knows they don't want to do none of it because you didn't want to do none of it either. These NBA players want it all. They got it all. They get more. They need the inventory for the TV contracts. They need the inventory for the stadiums and arenas and all of the fans and attendance, the merch. You're not trying to take away from that volume just to say this may help our league in terms of health. It won't. There's no direct correlation between, playing only 70 games. Because look, if you play the NFL season, let's just give it the same kind of breakdown. So you say 70 games, right? So now in the NFL, let's only play 14, 13. When the NFL did have a 16-game schedule or a 14-game schedule, cats were getting hurt. It only take one play to get hurt, let alone 12 games, or let alone 70 games in the NBA. I can still get hurt. So don't miss me with that one. I don't think cutting anything is going to help you get where you want to get because everybody wants the money. It's just that simple. All right, let's go in the chat and see what you talk about. All right, Wild Card Ian Entertainment 2 wants to know my top 3 players in NBA history. In order, LeBron James. Number 2, Michael Jordan. Number 3, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Beat that list up. I dare you. I dare the Double Dare. Who used to watch the Double Dare? I used to love that show. All right, so since we're talking about money, let's keep the money conversation going, right? And let's keep it going with the ladies, okay? So as the Beastie Boys would say, hey, ladies, get funky. WNBA, they're going through their negotiations right now. Proposes a max salary over, hold up, $1.1 million in the latest CBA talks. Oh, my God. Let's talk through this because these are some real numbers. $1.1 million A millionaire women's basketball player shooting them underhand layups. Let me stop. Throwing the ball over the backboard. Oh, my God. I swear I watch high school girls basketball, and everybody's seen them on Instagram. They're insane every time. And then you see them go to college, and they're insane too. And then they get to the pros, and whether it's the marketing, the branding, the game is just tougher. But you be like, y'all look better back at UConn. Y'all look better in high school. I don't know. If it's just me, beat it up in the comments. Let me know if that's what it is. Come on. I just swear that's what it is. It's like anything. All right, so the WNBA's latest collective bargaining proposal would include revenue sharing with a maximum salary of $1.1 million available to more than one player per team growing each year. That's what they're talking about right now. All right, so the officials updated the board on the latest proposals at meetings this week. The new league minimum will be more than $220,000 with an average of more than $460,000. Come on, y'all, they eat out there. The numbers will start in the first year of the deal for more than 180 players and increase over the length of the CBA. See, I don't like deals like this. Already, you're making me think too much. Hold on. You're going to pay me more, but some of us, not all of us, why not? Oh, because, you know, the way my checking and savings work. No. These kind of deals, you know, backloaded and all that. This is probably why they're still negotiating. Let's listen. So the current CBA was set to expire on Halloween, but the WNBA and the Players Union agreed to extend negotiations to my birthday, November 30th. My birthday, November 30th. That chat better be lit on my birthday. Let's go. Isn't it crazy you don't hear about all these talks? See, this is why I hate about the world and the media. When it's something positive or something real, we ain't talking about this. But when they beefing and going at it, everybody talking about the WNBA. But right now they trying to do business. They trying to really do it. They ain't calling out the commissioner now. that money on the line. They ain't talking about her no more. All right, so let's go. People familiar with the WNBA's latest proposal described the plan, which stop giving yourself credit, as a highly lucrative package providing substantial increases over prior years and designed to bring negotiations to a quick conclusion. Wow. The players exercised their right to opt out of the CBA last year with hopes of getting, among other things, increased revenue sharing, higher salaries, improved benefits, and a softer salary cap. When the last CBA expired in 2019, both sides agreed to a 60-day extension with a CBA eventually ratified in January 2020. Basically, we got to wait till next year before this thing is done. You know, the only thing that gets a deal done is a deadline. Yeah, buddy. You know why? Because before then, you thinking you got a little left. I remember I was going through contract negotiations before we dive deep into this, and I was going through them with the San Diego Chargers. Quick story. So this is the reason you need an agent, or at least somebody to bounce things off, whether it's your mama, if you're Lamar Jackson, or just a traditional agent, whatever it may be. I'm sitting there and I got a phone. Midnight is when you can do free agency legally. I was already doing some backdoor calls and under the table. We were talking to some teams. And one team offered me so much. I was like, can we sign it now? They're like, no, fool. First of all, you ain't even supposed to be talking to them. And second of all, when it happens, we'll get it. As soon as the deadline, like you could talk to teams, they ain't call first. I was like, man, where'd that money go? Anyway, so then I had 7 teams lined up. I was going to go take my first trip. He was like, where you want to go first? I said, San Diego. And he was like, they were 1-15 last year. I was like, yep, but they get me. They're going to be 15-1. I was like, nah. Junior Seau, Rodney Harrison, me. I was like, oh, let's go. And it's down the street from the crib. Let's go. Compton to San Diego. Man, I get down there, they show me the facilities, they show me the weight room, they doing all this stuff. I'm like, oh, this is cute. And then they were like, all right, this is where, the meeting rooms. I was like, this is cute. This is where we practice. All right, it's grass. Like, where the money at? Like, no, I'm not here to see how fresh your facilities are. If I get enough money, I build my own facility. God dang it, let's go. They didn't want to talk any money. You know why? One, they knew that other teams were in it, and they didn't want to set the offer. They didn't want to set the number. You know, in any negotiation, they say, don't be the one that's football teams. All right. So I'm going there at the airport. And then my agent's like, hold on. That's them calling back. He's like, stay there, though. I was like, where else can I go? I'm going to Oakland, fool. I'm at the gate. Calls me right back. He's like, hey, they put in an offer. I said, what? They were like, 20. I was like, what? 20? Let's go. All that hood growing up. I'm like, let's go. And I was in Buffalo. I only made 2.1. I shouldn't say only to y'all. I get it. But I only made 2.1. And then I heard 20. I was like, let's go. My agent's like, what? Boy, you better get on that flight. We ain't taking no 20. Bop. Then he called me back. We had 27. I said, I said, you hung up the phone and got me 7 more? I said, hang up again. He hung up the phone. Called back. I was like, what? He like, we had 34 so. I was like, we keep going up 7. Next time we going to go. Then he called back. He was like, 35. I said, whoa. I said, stay on the phone. We ain't going nowhere. I said, we taking that deal, right? We taking that deal. He like, man, if you don't stop. I said, what? Then finally, 37, 30. He said, all right, I want you to go back towards the facility now. He said they're sending the van back. I ain't even get a limo. They about to give me this much bread. I ain't get a limo. Not the boomerang in the back, nothing. I got the van guy. All right, it's all good. By the time I got back, it was at 40. I said, please, can we take this? He was like, I think we could get a little more. I said, I don't want to lose it. I was starting to cry. My food stamps and welfare checks started to come out of me. No, I need the money. Signed it. Crazy though, right? Without him there, my agent Brad Blank, shout out to my man. 20 would have been it. My point is telling you that story is that's what's happening right here. They all have their own circle of trust. The WNBA, the players, and the union, and also the owners. And they're sitting there like, how much can we get them for? And let's be real. And you got to play all these games, and you got to play poker, and you got to act like you busy, and you got to act like you haven't finished the deal, and you have to act like that stuff doesn't matter. Like, it's just crazy. So I hope y'all understand it's so complicated. I know a lot of times the headlines try to paint a picture. They try to win in court of public opinion, and that puts pressure on people. The only reason it puts pressure on people is because the people who make decisions, a lot of them want clout. A lot of them want favor. A lot of them want to be liked. You know, sometimes it's just some hard asses out there and some guys like, I don't care what these people think. I'm doing this or bye. Take it or leave it, you know? And Jerry Jones, Michael Parsons kind of comes to mind, how that was kind of a public negotiation that started privately. Hey, Jerry, what you doing? Oh, I'm chilling. I'm just in the box. What's up? Oh, man, let's have lunch. Let's have lunch. Because y'all have been trying to talk for a year or so, and it wasn't going where you wanted it to go. So finally you sit there, y'all having some Chipotle, and you sitting there, yeah, dog, what's up? Man, I'm good, man. Just trying to be the highest paid. Oh, you want to be the highest paid? Ooh, at a DN? DNs don't do nothing on the field when it matters most. That one sack ain't enough. He like, man, we got Dak for that. Oh, okay, well, put me somewhere. I want to be a Cowboy for life. Man, you give me that mild sauce? Let me get that. And then they talking, the next thing you know, okay, I feel where you are. You feel where I'm at? Okay, let's go get this. All right, I'm going to run it by my agent, and then he'll hit you back and holler. Agent comes back, just like any agent should, like David Mulugeta did. Yeah, I see where y'all at, but that's not where we should be. Jerry like, he putting that Chipotle down, he wiping the sauce off his face, like, what? I thought we had a deal over a meal. That's how the game goes. So the WNBA, just imagine this. You saw those numbers? 220,000 was the minimum proposal. Right now, it's at 66,000. They're going from 66,000 to 220,000. Right? If you are a vet of 3 years or more, the minimum is 78,000. So 78 to 223X, let's go. Let's go. All right, the max salary was $214. Now they trying to make it 1.1. That's 5X. Let's go. But this is me at the airport. Let's sign it. They like, nah. We're not there yet. Average base salary, $102,000. They talking about $460. They about to eat, y'all. And the salary cap is going to go up as well, and they're trying to soften it. So a lot of good things coming out of, hey, Ladyville, right? They getting after it. So respect the ladies for trying to press the issue and see what's cracking. All right, y'all. Let's go into this chat and have a little fun between these segments so I can recoup, get my breath right. All right, shout out to my man. Ooh, what's your name, big dog? Potato Gun. Thank you for the donation to the project transition situation. Wiley, are you really live at 5:40 a.m.? Respect. Oh, yeah, man. I wake up early. I wake up at 3:20 usually. 3:20, 3:40, that world. I should have just said 3:30, huh? 3:30. I wake up at 3:30. And then I sleep with my son, me and my son. Oh, I'm going to do I got a video. We're going to do a edit of the importance of parents sleeping with their kids. I'm going to show you guys this. This is real spit. I grew up sleeping with my mom to like age 13. I'll break it down later. But point being, I sleep with my little man. The girls sleep with my wife. And then we just chop it up and then we blend them sometimes. It's crazy. But when we all together, boy, it's hot in that sucker. It's sweaty. So anyway, I get up and I usually get up and do exactly what I'm doing, but I do it by myself. And I just do 1 video, 2 videos, maybe 3 videos at max. Then I was like, why don't you just do, because there's so many more topics I want to talk about, like the WNBA just right now. And the whole thing is, if you don't do a lot of topics, you start to do the same topics and everybody's doing the same topics, right? So it turns into a Stephen A. Smith, Ryan Clark, whatever ESPN is doing kind of show, because that's where I get my information from. I get them from websites that only watch ESPN, it seems like, and a little FS1. So I was like, let's open it up, because there's way more I want to talk about than just sports. As you know, I don't really want to talk about on the field sports that much, because who cares? It's not that genius to talk about 3rd and goal. Oh, I think they should do a bootleg. Like, all right, move. I want to talk about the person, the player. I want to talk about what's going on in their life, what makes them. How does your son make it to the league? I want to talk about that. So that's what I'm doing here, right? Blessings to the chat, man. Thank you guys for that, Potato Gun. Love, love, love. So now, got another topic we got to talk about. And this topic is interesting because those ladies trying to get their money, and I ain't mad at them. But this one, speaking of Stephen A. Smith, he better duck. Taking a lot of shots right now. This one may be friendly fire. More importantly, maybe even self-inflicted. Let's hear it.
Oh, my goodness. Hey, listen, baby, I caught you on First Take this morning with Stephen A. I just happened to click over and found you, and let's talk about prejudice. I really felt like he was. What is wrong with, Oxford, Mississippi? We're SEC. We're the best.
Well, Rhonda, let me say this, if you give me a second.
I don't get it.
I didn't really know what to say to him because it was wrong.
I'm going to be very disappointed in him. I've tried to like the guy, for sure. But, he has been known to leave in the night like a thief in the night. I love you, precious Paul. Love you so. Bye.
Thank you very much. And again, I realize a lot of you did not see what Stephen A. said, but, he clearly made it racial. He clearly said, in his words, the brothers do not want to go to Oxford, Mississippi, which is, I think, been proven to be completely incorrect. I've been to Oxford 1,000,000 times, and I think it's terribly unfair to bring up echoes of yesteryear, the 60s, and try to portray Oxford as that type of place today. It's not. The South has changed. It's up to, you can make your own interpretation, but to dump on Oxford while saying that Gainesville and Baton Rouge would be utopia was just baffling to me. Sheila.
Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, buddy. People get mad at me when I go into the race baiting conversation. That's where I make the most enemies, when there's conversations about race. So that lets me know I must be in the right place, because I don't think I should be an enemy or someone else should be an enemy when this conversation comes up. I think we need to be authentic. I think we need to be real. I think we need to also stop living by stereotypes. Even if it is a stereotype, you don't have to profess it if it's not reality. And this is the crazy thing about what Paul Finebaum is saying. And this is the thing about this show, and I'm glad you guys rock with me, and this is what we do on this show. Paul Finebaum has come at me before. I have looked at Paul Finebaum. I don't listen to SEC radio and SEC, football talk, so I don't know much of his content, but obviously I know he's big time, huge, right? And respect to him, but he's come at me before. But right now, I'm on his side in this conversation because what he's saying is Stephen A. Smith was wrong. So this is the thing. Stephen A. Smith is talking about Lane Kiffin. Is Lane Kiffin going to stay there? And everybody knows he has opportunities to go to other places, including Florida, as they were just talking about, right? Other schools, the SEC, bigger schools, as they say. Even though the game has changed, and if you're Lane Kiffin, I'd rather stay at Ole Miss with lower expectations, but still the same results potentially. They can win it all this year, real spit, and just have a great program where they're not going to fire you like they were trying to fire this year Coach Alabama after game 2. You know what I mean? They're not going to fire you when you lose 2 games in a row. So anyway, to the race conversation, we all know, like Compton, people think a certain thing. Even though I just did an interview yesterday for Vibe magazine, and that's coming out soon. Y'all need to check it out. They really asked some great questions. Shout out to my man Prees. And so the conversation is, he asked me, how's Compton now compared to when you grew up? I was like, oh, it's night and day. I give you the laziest example. I grew up, my block was all black. Now it's barely black. Like, where they at? It's all brown, like real spit. It's a big difference, you know. And in other parts of the area where I grew up off Slauson, man, look, it's white people everywhere. So my point is, what Paul Finebaum is saying is, dog, stop like looking at Oxford, Mississippi like it's the 60s. Like, have you been lately? And if you have been lately, you know, obviously, that it's a lot different. Do you know you are more likely to see a black person in Oxford, Mississippi than you are in Los Angeles, California? San Francisco? It's crazy. Like Oxford, Mississippi? Yeah. Now, you're going to see more black people in LA, but the chances of you seeing one, like you just walk one day in Oxford, right? Where they, damn, all these, they got like 20-some% black, 26% black people. LA has 8. But Oxford from the 60s. So this is why I really want to have this conversation, because people will use a moment in time that's far in the rear view and use it, extract it to explain everything today. And I think a lot of our racial conversation, every single time I talk race with anybody, I don't care who they are, I guarantee you I can hold a gun to their face and say, now, everything you say has to be present day, because everything I say is going to be present day. Go. It'd be one sentence and then they can't explain today without going back to yesterday, which I understand the perspective, but you got to also understand what you're talking about is no longer existing. It no longer lives. I saw something online the other day where they were talking about the 600,000 plus people that died to end slavery, that died in the war, Civil War. And they were talking about all those people, and they were saying most of them were white men. And it's a lost part of the conversation. Be real. Like, nobody talking about the soldiers that died for the freedom that weren't black. Like, we're not talking about that. That's just not a narrative. That's not part of the conversation. So I know where Paul Finebaum's coming from, because a guy like him, the caller, just be real. We know the difference between reality and stereotypes, even though stereotypes are based in reality, right? Right? I get on the airplane right now, the old lady looking at me. I told y'all this before. Old lady, I sit in the seat. So I'm in 1A, she's in 1B, and a pretty old black girl is in one seat. And I'm sitting there putting up a Louis luggage, all this stuff. I'm in the league, I got chains on. And then I'm looking like, oh, you can see it. You got your headphones on, but you ain't listening to nothing. You just making sure you don't talk to these people. Leave me alone. You know, everybody put on their headphones to be like, leave me alone. And then the lady looks at, you can tell she just beating you up with her eyes. You got that peripheral. Girl, I play DN. I can see you. She just beat me up with her eyes. And then the pretty girl just looking out the window like, I ain't even bothered. I'm like, oh, here we go. Here we go. As Ice Cube says, mandatory time wasting. So sooner or later, the lady ain't tripping. She like, finally, she realized these headphones ain't coming off and I ain't breaking out. She like this. Excuse me, I gotta ask, you play sports? I was like, look at the old lady face. She looking like she about to bring me some cookies. I'm like, yes, ma'am, I do. She's like, you play football, don't you? I was like, yeah, I do. Now, ear hustler, pretty girl over there, like, all of a sudden, she's like, now all of a sudden, I'm in her vision. By the end of the flight, we macking, we hollering, and then the old lady like, you guys are like a cute couple. That's how it goes. But the point is, there are stereotypes that are true. I get it. But at the same time, you can't live and explain reality in its fullness by just talking about stereotypes. Because there are guys that look kind of like me that ain't played a lick of ball. And boy, when y'all see them, y'all beat them up. You ain't play football? You ever see that 6'7" FedEx driver? You ain't play basketball? Like, well, leave that dude alone, man. God dang. So Paul Finebaum is basically calling out Stephen A. Smith in the sense of, why are you race baiting? You're dead wrong. And he did it respectfully. One, because Stephen A. Smith runs ESPN, but two, because Paul Finebaum, like, ain't no winning in this. Come on down to Oxford. Come on down there. And, you know, I seen their team picture. I don't know how the campus life is for them players. We got to interview some players, I guess. There's a lot of brothers down there, and it looked like you go to school. You choose your school. If you're going to Ole Miss, you got options. So you're not going to you ain't going to racism 101. That ain't a school. That ain't a class. They're going there because they want to go there. So if they want to go there, how bad can it be? And all the other cities that they named, Gainesville, I've been there, all these places. I lived in Buffalo. How many black people you think in Buffalo? Rick James from there, right? So it's downtown. They got some, yeah. But I lived in Orchard Park, where the only black people you ever saw were Buffalo Bills. There were like 30 black people, and they were all Bills, right? I ain't have to deal with no racism and stuff. Because you play ball. Well, you got to ask somebody in Buffalo if they ever dealt with it, but at the same time, it ain't known for it. I never saw it. I never heard anybody say it. But people want to live off of the 1960s? That's like saying Compton in the 80s. Go to Compton now. Are you kidding me? There are $1 million homes in Compton now. The race baiting, bro. You can't explain it. You can't explain it by staying in the present reality. I wonder why. So some people get paid. And this is what I don't like about Stephen A. Smith. When he does that, it's like the logic goes out. He's pandering. He's like, let me gaslight and pander to the brothers and to my audience and say, ain't nobody going to Mississippi. Like, what? Come on, man. You know damn well it ain't like that. It's all good, though. It is what it is. It is what it is. So let's go to the chat and have some fun, see what people are talking about. Oh, man. We got Potato Gun. Oh, man. Potato Gun Camper must have seen it before. Oh, that's who gave me the chat love, because the girl on the plane, I'm like, lady, like girl, like say hi. How are we gonna go from you ain't even gonna say hi and acknowledge me and we 2 seats away? I'm like, whatever. And because I'm tired of getting macked on, but she find out in the league, then it's like, what's cracking? So all that tells me is I wasn't fine enough. If I look good, if I look better, she would have said hi before she knew I was in the league. That's how the game goes. You got to be real. Okay, speaking of how the game goes, I don't know what game they are playing in the city of Chicago. I don't. But it is getting out of control. What the hell is going on? Watch this, y'all.
Junior. Junior. Hitch.
This is a mother.
Hey, don't touch my brother, foot.
Who has sickle cell and is pregnant with a 9-year-old next to her. Watch what these other kids do.
Other bitches, Lauren. That's the bad. That's the bad.
I don't know what that means. Leave that family alone. But I don't know what they did to get in this situation, but come on, nothing.
Smash that bitch on my brother.
Come on, don't do it. And I know they are because I've seen.
Damn! Crack,
This hurts every time.
Hey, so let my homie go. Let my motherfucking homie go.
Now they on the.
Let my motherfucking
What's.
Beat his ass, yo.
Come on, man. Oh, I didn't see that before.
They working it. Oh my God.
Oh my God, is the words. Are the words. Okay. That disturbs me. Y'all ever get those tingles and feelings and just like, it just makes your hair raise and you just wish you could just teleport yourself, wish you were there with something. Oh my goodness. Okay. There's a few ways to attack this, and this is the problem. I'm going to start here. That is a mother. And I don't care who you are, what you believe in. You ain't get here without a mama. Good, bad, or ugly mama, how she treated you, how things turned out for you in your life, etc. Mama. That is a mother. And she has sickle cell. You may not know that, kids, adolescents, as you're going through that phase of trying to be accepted. So you're going to do everything that the mob does, everything that your boy does, everything that the homies do, or everything that your girl does. You're going to do it. I know that phase. I know how you got to resist that temptation to be with the crowd. But especially when the crowd is doing this, which is not even crossing the line. It's not even on the reservation. And you're going to attack not only this mother, but her kid with her for what? And it's at least 15 of y'all. Like, people always want to throw a fade. Well, throw it. Grab and say, look, mom, first of all, you're not supposed to do anything when a mama around. When I was growing up, if you saw somebody mama, oh, that was a get out of jail free card. I don't care what the situation was. I don't care if it was life or death. When somebody saw your mom, you're like, hey, Miss Jenkins, sorry. Like, you like, no. And I'm not a fighter. I've had a couple fights, but I'm not a fighter. I'm just telling you what I saw. Like, no. Mama out there. No. Leave them alone. See them tomorrow. That's why mothers used to pick up their kids when they got in trouble or they had some issue at school, be at the flagpole right there. You mean at the flagpole? There, his mama picking them up. You're like, oh, see you tomorrow. I see you tomorrow. You start doing stuff like this. See you tomorrow. You know what I mean? Mother, trying to protect the kid, got a belly with a baby, and these kids are doing this. So why are they so unruly? You know what's happening right now? And these are all the consequences of younger and younger parents. This is the consequences of broken homes and younger parents. It's really that simple. You got kids raising kids. You literally got parents that look like when the kid is 9, 10, 15, whatever this age range is of people, the mom looks like the kid. You're like, this is not, we take it as a compliment. This should not be a compliment. Are y'all sisters? I almost gotta laugh at that. I see so many, every time I'm out and somebody be like, and they see a couple or a family, like, y'all sisters? Immediately I'll be thinking, oh, that ain't good. Now I get it if the mama just looking young and she 54, but no. When the daughter's 17 and the mama's 31, no. Come on, y'all. So we are living in a world right now where when you see people beat up somebody's kid and they mama, and they pregnant mama, please tell me, y'all. Please tell me that world, because that's where it seems like we are right now. That is so disturbing. And you saw the police had to come out in droves. And I've seen some of the videos online where people are apologizing. I saw one girl laughing, like she's so bad at this and lying. She laughing on video and then try to cry on the same video. And then her mom's talking about, y'all leave her alone. She's a kid. I ain't messing with her. She the one that messed with that lady. What you talking about? It's unreal what's going on in this world right now. That is very disturbing. Okay, super disturbing that we have lost. This is just another indicator to me that we are really losing our way in terms of the respect. Like, and I know in Chicago, they like, please, man, people killing each other every weekend. You talking about we fighting? Stop it. That's a step up. That's a step in the right direction if we fighting. And I'm like, no, it ain't. Because now we don't involve moms. I get kids fighting. And I don't even like that, but I certainly don't like it when it's a mama involved. Golly. Y'all beat it up in the comments and let me know what you think of that situation, because it's getting out of control. Out of control. So, you know what I want to do right now? I want to get to this, since we in this kind of like this space right here. I want to get to what Pharrell said about politics. And then we gonna get up out of here. Let's see what Pharrell talking about, because he, boy, caused a firestorm spitting this game. Let's go.
As we look at what's going on, the current political climate, I'm just saying I don't want to turn anybody off, but I hate politics. Like, despise them. It's a magic trick that it's not real. I don't believe in either side, because I think when you pick a side, you are inadvertently supporting division. Yeah, it's not a popular point of view, but I just gotta say, like, think about it. The wells are drying up, and now the diversity's off the table, now equity's off the table, now inclusion's off the table. So that makes me ask myself, okay, so how do we survive? Well, are there black people here tonight? And in your heart, do you think, for what it is that you do and who you are, do you think you're the best? Okay, so do you want the job because you're black or because you're the best? Do you want someone to support your startup because you're black or because you're the best? Right, so I think now for me it's about us having the best ambition. That's the reason why you should support these businesses. Yes, they happen to be black and brown, but it should be based on the thesis that we're the best, not because we are a total shade of a skin color. That's a point of view that I have now that I'm resting on. And if diversity, equity, and inclusion ever comes back in style, cool. But in the meantime, I want to focus on being the best because I can bank on that. Because that's what's going to get you the position. Where, I don't want you to give me anything. I want you to panic and not let me out the room because I'm the best.
Blah, blah, blah. He said a mouthful, right? Started with the political parties and how it's a magic trick and how either side. Let me just decode what I think he meant by all of this, because people are running with it. I saw Jamel Hill, Roland Martin, the obvious, the usual suspects, that you can include me as well, that gonna take it in the same direction. Like Roland Martin, as soon as he hears this and he hears someone against DEI, has to come out and say something to undermine what he's saying, right? Like, no one wants to explain what he's saying or understand what he's saying before they take it somewhere else. And Jamel Hill as well, et cetera. And these are people I know, kick it with, all that stuff. But at the same time, disagree with them when they do this. Now, when he's talking about the politics, he's basically saying, look, you're going to survive through whatever political party wins. He says, also, you should know that there is opportunity to thrive no matter who's in the office. But what's happening is neither is the mindset, or at least the narrative. What is being conveyed is division. Instead of survival and thriving, thrive through the office, you survive no matter who's been in office. Some of you have thrived. Is division. People are literally looking at you like, I grew up, oh, you wearing red? I wear blue. I can't mess with you. Even though I was the guy who lived in the same neighborhood, was like, that's my teammate. That's the homie. Oh, we got third grade together. Like, I'm not mad at him. You mad at his big brother? Y'all stupid. So I think Pharrell wants to say it's stupid if you want to take a step back. If you want to look at it for real, Pharrell. You want to look at it for real, what y'all beefing over? Like, whatever policies and things they enact will affect you, but you can survive and thrive past that. Now, he's saying that people want to vote and base it on their DEI or base it on some of the policies like a DEI. And this is something that I understand where he's coming from. And that's not all of DEI. Like, DEI is just not, okay, we're going to grab somebody unqualified and then put them in a position, and then all of a sudden they got the job. That's not DEI, but that's kind of like the lazy narrative of it. But what he's trying to say from it is, like, without that help, that program and support, be the best, then guess what? There's no program needed for you. Just like we were saying with Shedeur, a lot of this conversation is simple because Shedeur is not him. He's on the bubble. Is he great? I don't know. Is he good? Yeah, of course. Is he good enough? I don't know. That's the point. Whenever, and I've been there, so I can say this. I've been a guy that it could go great or it could not. And in those moments is the time I had the most conversation around me, the most doubt, the most suspicion. But when I was shut it. What? You can't say nothing. What did Kanye say? Can't say nothing. Mama, I'm on TV, mama. I'm a do. Come on, man. Come on. So we got to understand where you are in the conversations you're having. If you're having a lot of conversations full of excuses, you're pretty low. I'm just telling you. If you're having a lot of conversations where people are riding for you and hating on you, you mid. You ain't there. When you got conversations where it's nothing but love, and then people are just insane and they trying to come at you sideways, you up there. You up there. But the conversations are different. At the bottom, they are different than at the mid. And at the top, it's transparent hate. It's obvious hate. Right here, what Pharrell's trying to say is be bigger than these policies. Be bigger than these programs. Be bigger than these politicians. Can you? I think you can, but it's on you. Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. Right? So that's where Pharrell's coming from. People don't want to hear that, though. The last thing people want to hear is, Pharrell, you coming at me like that? Well, let's end it with this, because this is going to be beautiful. Let's hear, and I'm going to have to speed this up because, boy, they dropped too many gems. The bias that we heard when it came to Shedeur Sanders that I was just speaking of. This kind of brings it all home, right? What everybody was talking about with Shedeur Sanders, this is eloquent to its fullest. Break it down, first things first.
First of all, I wish people would do a better job at not making utter fools of themselves in relation to this story. Like Stefanski says, acknowledges Shedeur, those are his first team reps. And people that know better are acting like that's insane, criminal, when that is simply how it works. Thank you. And again, I understand why it is the media's job to educate the fans that hey, and I'm not trying to from on high, but we have insight to how these things work. Once the season starts, the backup or third string is not going to get reps with the first string ever. And we knew he didn't get it in training camp. So this isn't he was third string quarterback being treated like third string quarterback. So that's first of all. Second of all, the best defense of Shedeur is, guys, the Browns might just have no idea what they're doing in relation to this position at all, and we'll see how it plays out for him. He's now going to get his chance because I don't think most guys don't clear concussion protocol within a week. So now he will get reps, certainly in practice with the ones. He will get a Raiders team that might have been overvalued by some, and we'll get to see him with a full week of practice, whatever it is. But he looked in this game like a player that was not ready. He played like a guy who, that's why he had an unseated Dylan Gabriel, who has been the worst starting quarterback in the league so far this year. It doesn't take a grand conspiracy, and folks in the media who know better, but have been just so warped by what their Twitter algorithm rewards, are doing, in my opinion, Greg, the fans a disservice here.
You're spot on. You're absolutely spot on. As a former player, my job if I were ever in this position or when I watched guys who were in his position, when you get the opportunity, you must be ready. And especially it's paramount at the quarterback position because we all understand any moment, any play, any hit, it can be your turn. And to have made some of the statements that we've heard him make, and I'm going to make this just solely about Shedeur, some of the statements that he has made about other quarterbacks in this league and he would be or he feels like he should be playing or he's better than some of the guys that have been playing thus far. And then to get an opportunity and to show that, I was disappointed.
You thought it was worse than just a rookie out there for the first time?
It is a rookie out there for the first time.
Let's stop there because this is the thing that keeps everything going. With the energy of what we're doing, the barbershop, let's start there, right? This show, all these shows out there, what keeps it going is none of us are perfect in our articulation. None of us. And none of us is perfect in our memory. So there's always another level. That's why we still talking about Jordan. That's why we still talking about LeBron. Kobe. We're going to always keep these conversations going because in the moment of that conversation, you're not perfectly articulate and you don't have the perfect memory. So a lot of the Shedeur conversations go around Dylan Gabriel, a lot of them is Stefanski, a lot of them is a collusion and the draft. We forget. Like Greg Jennings just said, let's talk about it strictly from Shedeur and keep it on Shedeur. Shedeur at one time was popping off on the sideline in interviews saying, better than them. You see what's out there. I'm better than that. All I'm going to say is so far you're not. We've seen 2 games you certainly weren't, and then 1 game you may have been, the first game. But if the trend is first game, second game, third game, same place. Okay, if you are Shedeur, whether you say you can, whether you say you can't, you're right. Let's see it. I love that Greg Jennings just brought it home. It's like, look, if you are that dude, be that dude. Because if you're not that dude, you faking the funk. And that's what's happening right now. Everybody's like, what is really going on? If Shedeur is all this conversation will be settled. And then this is what's going to happen. After this game against the Raiders, if he balls out, see, I told you. See, I told you. And if he sucks, we're going to say, man, that's only 1 week. Look what Tom Brady did when he first got in. Look what Peyton Manning did when he first got in. And I'm like, yep, I know it. So, look, I'm not mad at any of it. It's going to keep the conversation going. That's how this game goes. We're going to have to go back to the barbershop. Our hair is going to grow again, and we're going to have to come back in here and talk this out. But the point is, it's on you now, Shedeur. Boy, I can't wait. You talking about must-see TV. It is next level in terms of this. All right, so now, you know how we end every show. We end every show with a poll from rap music, because our DJ, look at my DJ equipment back there. See it? Wow, 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 right there. Chip, 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 my pioneers, CDJs. And we're going to base one on sports. So let's get this one first. Beat it up in the, why I keep doing that? Beat it up in the chat. Here it is. Please tell me, delete one of these debut albums. One of these albums got to go. Which one? Okay? And I see y'all in the chat. Chris Wilson. I see you in the chat. Philip Fry. I see you in the chat. Boxing and Bulldogs. Beat it up. Which album has to go? First of all, help me. Which album is this? I don't know. And is that can't be Kendrick. That's Kendrick's first album? That's not Good Kid, Mad City. What's this? It say TDE, but I don't know what that is. I don't know what Kendrick's first album was. If that ain't, I don't know. Nas, Illmatic, you better stop playing with me. 50 Cent, ooh, wait. The first one, ooh. Biggie's first one, woo. Right now, just by default, because I don't know this one, I'm going, oh, that's Section 80. Duh, see, Section, what was on there? I don't remember. I got to say, look, I got to take this Compton hat off and say, I certainly play these other three more. Golly, I hate telling the truth. Makes you feel bad. Makes you look bad. I see why so many people pander. I'm supposed to say this one, but it's not. Delete one of these debut albums. Section 80 got to go. Thank you to Outsider Sports. Thank you, brother. Section 80 got to go, dog. If y'all agree with me, beat it up. Beat it up. Let me know what y'all think. That is not a diss, because first of all, if you made the top 4, then obviously you got something cracking. But goodness, I didn't know. Now, this is the one we're going to end on. Woo, y'all ready? Which defensive player would you take from any era? Golly. LT, Deion, Ray Lewis, Reggie White. Pick one defensive player to start your team. Go! Golly. This is hard, but not as hard as it seems. Okay, here we go. As much as I love Reggie White, Bruce Smith should be on here too. Bruce Smith played in the run defense his whole career and had the most sacks ever. I get it. But so they cancel each other out just in my head off of that. So I love you, Reggie, but nah. Okay. LT, I love you so much, but I'm not even going to say the era, but just they were dropping back 15 yards back in there. It was all Shedeur Sanders dropbacks. Like, you watch the film. We used to watch the film. Lawrence Taylor's insane. These are all insane. Don't do this, but I got to pick one. I would say nah, because there's also other rush linebackers that I can think of that ball out like this, right? And like him. So Ray Lewis as well. Like Ray Lewis was the one I wanted. But this is why I didn't pick Ray Lewis, and I ended up picking Deion Sanders. Ray Lewis, he plays linebacker. Deion plays corner. And the way that they both played at the highest level, the best at their position, right, ever, something in me something tells me that I can find a linebacker closer to Ray Lewis than I can find a corner closer to Deion. Think about it. Like the number 2 linebacker, who would they say? Dick Butkus or something? I don't know. Who would you say? Patrick Willis? I don't know what they're going to say. I know I'm forgetting somebody, but Urlacher, I don't know what you're going to say. But Deion, as much as I love all them other corners, Deion, what's up? Punt returner, kick returner, Deion. Don't throw on the side of the field. It doesn't exist. I have to go with Deion. Pick one defensive player to start your team. Let me know what you guys think. Blah, blah, blah. All right, that's it. Man, I ain't gonna lie to y'all, dog. I got to thank you guys. I know you don't get thanked enough. You guys drop comments in the chat. You guys drop money in the chat. Y'all rock with me. Y'all listen to me. Y'all be in traffic listening. I love y'all. But more importantly, y'all gave me energy to do this because this is way easier than doing it the other way. I can't lie. This is way and more fun. So have some fun with it, man. Enjoy each other and be greater than your greatest excuse. Blah, blah, blah. Gone. That was fun. That was so fun.